Hello, welcome to Michelle Loses It. I'm Michelle. On this channel, I am taking you along with me on my journey as I follow the Calibrate weight loss program. If you're curious about that, then please stay tuned. Okay, so let's just start with what my current list of goals are. So I'll bring you up to date on that. Still doing 120 ounces of water a day, check. Still weighing myself daily, check. Still following the Calibrate food triangle, check. Still tracking my energy levels every day. That was my new goal set 2 weeks ago. And to be honest, it fluctuates. It gives me percentages to track. So 0, 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. I kind of waffle between 50 and 75%. So I have yet to get to 100. I know that I will eventually, but most days I'm at 75, which is far and above where I would have been several weeks ago. So that feels good. And my final goal has been to turn all my electronics off by 9:15 so that I can wind down, not have any blue light interference, and go to bed by 10 so that I get a full 8 hours of sleep every night. And I am half checked on that one. More than half. The weekends, I don't, because I like to stay up late, watch TV, catch up on slacker stuff that I haven't done during the week. And yeah, so I don't do it on the weekends, and during the week, I've been 95% successful. Might have had 1 or 2 nights in the last couple weeks during the week where I didn't, well, I have turned off my electronics, but I haven't necessarily been to bed by 10. But still, much improved over prior behavior. All right, so then I had a coaching session yesterday. Normally it is every other Friday, which means it would have been today, but I had a doctor's appointment today at the same time, so I had to move my coaching session to yesterday. So I'll just tell you how that went. So she was very happy with my progress so far, and the biggest win for me over the last couple of weeks is that I have started cooking. For the last at least week, I have eaten nothing but home-cooked meals. Yay me! That's a big deal. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal for a lot of people, but for me, I don't cook, not very often. I can, and I have. It's not something that I have historically enjoyed doing. And so I made it a goal this week. I got all my groceries delivered. I planned out a couple of meals before I ordered my groceries so that I had the ingredients that I needed. And I started on Saturday. So I made a salsa chicken in the slow cooker on Saturday. And this is something that I learned how to make several years ago when I did my first Whole30. And I've done the Whole30 3 times. I was only successful in completing it the first time. The second 2 times, I didn't even finish. But the first time I made it the whole 30 days, and I cooked every single meal for those 30 days. And I enjoyed it then too. So I don't know why, when I do it, I enjoy it, but the thought of doing it, I don't enjoy. Whatever. Anyway, so I don't even remember where I got this. I mean, I don't know that you call it a recipe. You literally put boneless, skinless chicken breasts in the slow cooker and you cover it with salsa. I use the fresh salsa that you get out of the deli section at the grocery store so that there's no like preservatives or anything in it. And I just put in 2 chicken breasts and covered it with one of those like medium size tubs of medium salsa. You can use mild, medium, hot, whatever your preference is. I like to mix my salsa chicken with a lot of different meals, so I kind of tend to keep it on medium. Normally I like hot and spicy stuff, but for this I keep it mild to medium. And you let that cook for as long as you want. I think I did it on 6 hours because I had already started my intermittent fasting and and I thought that I would eat it for dinner that night. I don't recall if I did or not. So I needed it cooked in time so that I could eat it for dinner. In fact, I think I did. I think I had it on a salad. So That was the first thing that I made. And that what happens is after it's done cooking, the acid from the tomatoes and the liquid from the salsa tenderizes the chicken so much that at the end you can just pull it apart with 2 forks and it's like easy peasy. You're not struggling at all. So it's basically a pulled chicken at the end. And the 2 chicken breasts make enough to fill like a container about that big. And I use that throughout the week on various different dishes. So one of the dishes that I made was I cooked a sweet potato in my air fryer. I think it took 35 minutes. You do it, yeah, that's how, because I did 20 minutes on one side, then I flipped it and did another 15 minutes. It was perfect. But I just, for the sweet potato, I just rubbed it with olive oil and salt and pepper and put it in the air fryer and, well, poke some holes in it so it didn't blow up. And that's like perfection. Then I also made an entire meal. So the protein, the starch, and the vegetable all from the same blog, and it's called A Clean Bake. I will link all the recipes, well, just those 3 recipes, because the other ones I just kind of winged it. I'll link those recipes in the description box to the blog. I think her name is Nora, and this entire meal was so delicious. Now, it was a much more involved cooking process than what I could do on a weeknight. So I did this on Sunday, and it gave me meals for the whole week. So I ate the whole meal again the next night for dinner, and then I used parts of it for lunches and dinners throughout the rest of the week. So what I made was chicken shawarma, and the recipe for that, again, I'll link it below, but basically you cook the chicken in your slow cooker with just water for a couple of hours just to get it cooked, and then you slice it and season it with her recipe seasonings, and then you saute it in a frying pan in olive oil, and it is so delicious. Now, I happened to overcook mine in the frying pan because I was multitasking with some of the other dishes, and my chicken came out a little bit too cooked, but I still ate it because it was delicious. The side dishes for this meal were turmeric rice. OMG, that rice was amazing. So you use basmati rice. You cook that in a turmeric seasoning with a couple of other things. First you saute some onions, and then you throw in pine nuts and golden raisins, and then you I can't remember exactly. I think you cook the rice in turmeric, and then you mix that cooked rice with the sauteed onions, pine nuts, and golden raisins with some seasonings. So good, so good. And then the salad was a Jerusalem salad. Again, oh my God, this is such a fresh salad. So easy to make, so fresh. I'm making this over and over all summer long, but it is chopped up tomatoes, chopped up cucumbers. You chop up an onion, you soak the onion in white vinegar for a few minutes, and then you drain the vinegar, and then you mix it all together with some seasonings, with some fresh mint and some fresh parsley. Mwah. So good. So yeah, I mix and matched the rice and the salad with different meals all week, and it was so good. I love my air fryer. So I have the Ninja Foodie 5-in-1 air fryer grill, whatever. I'll post a picture of it somewhere around here. And I love that thing. And I made turkey burgers in it. So I got a pack of 4 pre-pattied turkey burgers. It's just turkey, and it's the Jenny O brand. So there were no preservatives or anything in it. So I cooked all 4 of those at the same time so that I just had them throughout the week. I made one for lunch one day, and I layered it with tzatziki sauce, feta cheese, and I sliced up some grape tomatoes. I did have a side dish of, I still had some Real Eats side dishes left, so I had a mac and cheese, so I put that on the side, and I think I put some of the yummy Jerusalem salad on the side as well, and that was my lunch one day. And then one night I used the air fryer again, and I chopped up some chicken sausage. I used, I think, the Alfresco brand, and I used the apple and Gouda flavor, and I just sliced up 2 links. I cut up whatever vegetables I had in my refrigerator. I had broccoli, radishes, green peppers, onions, rainbow carrots, and I just chopped all those up, threw those with the sausage in a bowl. I mixed some olive oil and some seasonings and tossed that around, and I threw that in the air fryer for I think 10 minutes, maybe 12, and that came out perfect, and I served that on top of some of the leftover rice. And I forgot to say that shawarma, the chicken shawarma, the sauce that she has you make with that is a tahini sauce. So good. So I had some of that tahini sauce left over, and I drizzled that over my sausage and veggies that were on top of the rice. It was a delicious meal. So I have been logging most of my meals, not all of them. I've been logging most of my meals on Instagram, on a new Instagram account. It's michelle.loses.it. I will link it in the description box below if you're interested. And that's where I'm going to be posting just different content that I may or may not share on the YouTube channel, but I'll try and keep that up during the week. So if you're interested in my journey throughout the week and not just waiting till Friday, then you can follow there and see what's up. Okay, so now I want to share with you a few things that I found on Amazon. Now, I've been kind of binge watching Amazon finds on YouTube, and I've found some really cool things, so I can't claim discovery of many of these things. Some of them I've had already, but some of them I just recently got. And I'm just going to take you through them so that you, in case you have need of any of these, I will link them in the description box below and you can go and check them out. So the first thing that I want to share are these little mini silicone oven mitts. These are really good for taking stuff out of the oven. The person that I saw, I feel like I have little lobster claws. The person that I saw demonstrating these on YouTube was using them for her air fryer. I don't need them for that because mine has like a handle that's like, it doesn't get hot, like it's easy to take out, but I burn myself on my oven all the time. And those big mitts, I find them to be clunky. I thought these would be really like perfect size for me and my itty bitty hands. So your air fryer, these might be good for your air fryer. You might need them. Otherwise, I still recommend them for the oven. The other thing is I want to make sure that that the meat that I'm cooking is done enough. So we had a meat thermometer, but it kind of fell apart recently. So I saw this one on another YouTube Amazon finds. I haven't used it yet, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's easy to use. You just stick this in the meat. It gives you the reading, and it comes with a temperature guide so that you know what temperature the internal part of the meat should be in order for it to be healthy. So that's a good one if you're in need of a meat thermometer. For the air fryer, there are these parchment paper liners, and they just make cleaning the air fryer a little bit easier. If yours is Teflon coated and it's easy to clean already, that's great. Mine is Teflon coated. However, it has these pretty deep grooves in it that are difficult to get my sponge into and to get really clean. So these are like perfect because they don't prohibit the heat from circling the food and getting it cooked, but it keeps the food from getting really deep into those crevices. So these were a really good find for me, and I'm super excited to put them to use. this is something that I've had for several years now. I converted most of my like Tupperware type containers over to these glass containers. I got these off QVC, but they have a very similar sets on Amazon, and I recommend them. So they have this locking system, and mine have lasted a long time. They've got a vent on the top in case you want to put it in the microwave. I usually just loosen the top, but that's fine. But the set that I have came with several different sizes, and for me, it's like the set that I have is plenty. I've got it's got different sizes. There's a couple of this size. There's a couple that are much smaller that I can put sauces or 1 serving of meat or 1 serving of rice or whatever. There are some that are longer. So lots of different sizes in the set that I got, but there are a lot of different combinations of sets on Amazon, and I will find a few of them and link them in the description box below. But these are better for you. They're better for the environment if that matters to you. And they stack nice and easy. I find that I don't need a ton, and it keeps my cabinet a lot neater, because my cabinet was getting overflowing with all these like Tupperware type containers, and I was losing the lids, and it was a hot mess, and I wasn't using half of them. So I got rid of all those. I donated them. The ones that had a lid, I donated. The ones that didn't have a lid, I threw away. And that was all before we left Philadelphia. And I just kept this set. I think I kept 2 other like Tupperware bowls because I used them all the time, but the rest of them got chucked. All right, this next thing I just got today, so I can't comment on its effectiveness or not, but I am planning to use my air fryer a lot. And so this is an air fryer magnetic cheat sheet. And it's magnetic, so you just plop it right on your refrigerator. And I don't have my glasses, but it gives you cooking times and temperatures for different products. So it tells you, beef, a 4-ounce burger, you cook at 370 for 16 to 20 minutes. Bacon, you cook at 400 for 5 to 7 minutes. Asparagus, 400 degrees for 5 minutes. So lots of different foods and temperatures and cook times. And I thought that was fantastic. And then let's see, what's this one? And I think this one is just a super small one for things that are super popular to cook in an air fryer. So it's got chicken nuggets and tenders, corn dogs, French fries, mozzarella sticks, bacon, baked potatoes, Brussels sprouts, burgers. Yeah, so this one is more just a super quick cheat sheet for very common cooked things. These are not things that are going to be commonly cooked in my house, other than maybe the burgers and the baked potatoes and the Brussels sprouts. But for somebody who has kids, this one's probably popular. So those are all the things from Amazon that I wanted to share with you. No, it's not. Look, this is my Fitbit, and this is my new Fitbit band. Look how pretty that is. It's just, I guess that's plastic. I don't know. I'm not sure what the material is, but it's super pretty. It was easy to put on and swap out my rubber pink that I had on here, and the colors make me happy. I was watching Brittany Vassar, I'm not sure how you say her last name. She is a YouTuber who has, I think she's got over 1 million followers. She does a ton of I've been watching her for a couple of years. She does a ton of organization type videos. She also does a lot of Amazon finds videos, and just like my favorite things types of videos. And she recently did one where she was sharing some shoes that she bought. I'm not sure, I think she bought hers at Nordstrom's, but she was highly recommending these shoes for walking. And because I know that walking is going to be my exercise of choice, I haven't really done a lot of it yet. It's not on my goals yet, so I don't feel guilty about that. I know it's coming up, and I am trying to move more than I did before, but I'm not judging myself for not being super active yet. But I know that it's going to be a big part of my daily life coming up soon. And the sneakers that I have right now, I bought a pair of Merrell walking shoes that I thought were going to be amazing. I bought these like the year before last, and I'm telling you, they hurt my feet just walking to the other side of this apartment complex and back, and the arches of my feet are like on fire. So those aren't going to be my walking shoes, and I spent a lot of money on those. They were really cute too. And I've got some Puma sneakers that are super cute, but they don't have a lot of support in them. So for long distances, they're not great. They're comfortable, they're fine, like walking around the apartment complex, no problem. But for long distances, I end up having hip problems, and they're just not the best for longer distances. So she recommended these because they have a lot of cushion, and they are on the pricier side. However, this is going to be a daily activity for me. It is an investment in my future, in my health future. So I thought it would be worth it if they lived up to her hype. And I can't 100% attest to that yet. Well, first let me show you the shoes. Look how stinking cute those are. These are the Hoka. I don't know. I'll have to put on the screen what actual style they are, but I love these so much. I love the color. This is all the sole. They came with orange shoelaces that looked really amazing on here, but I also wanted to put these elastic ones on that just lock in place so that I don't have to worry about tying my shoelaces. I can just slip the shoes on and off. I just got these yesterday and wore them for the first time today. And I wore them, I did go out of the house for the first time in a couple of weeks, and I had to go to the doctor's office. So I was walking around, I ran a couple of errands, and I can tell you these are cushioned. And I have high hopes for these because what I felt today was amazing. Obviously, I did not go on a long distance walk today, so I can't attest to that effectiveness. I will come back with a review on these once I have put them more to the test, because these really are an investment. So I'm not going to recommend them until I can give you like my full point of view. These were $150. So like I said, more of an investment, but if it's something that you're going to be doing on a regular basis and your feet are sensitive like mine, then it's worth the investment. My opinion. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is this candle. So this is called Marshmallow Fireside. Oh my God, it makes me so happy. This is a candle that I would have walked right by because I don't like food smelling candles. I love the smell of cakes and cookies and all of that stuff when it's the real food, but I want my candles to smell either floral or woodsy or those kinds of scents. I don't want food scents in my candles. I don't want them in my body washes. I don't want them in my hair shampoos. I don't want to smell like a fruit or food at all. So like I said, I never would have bought this for myself, but my stepdaughters bought me one of those big giant ones, you know, the 3-wick candles, because this is a Bath & Body Works scent, by the way. They bought me one of those big ones for Christmas a couple of years ago, and oh my God, I was like, I burned it because I was being nice because they bought it for me. I didn't think I would like it because it says marshmallow. It is hands down my favorite candle fragrance that I have ever come across, ever. So I'm super grateful to them for buying it for me. And then they got me this small one for Christmas this year. I haven't even lit it because it just leaving the lid off, I can smell, like I leave it next to my bed because I get a whiff of it as I'm laying down going to bed. I don't want to burn it because I don't want it to go away because this is a seasonal scent. So they only sell it during the holidays. I have found what looks like a knockoff on Amazon, and I am gonna buy it. I don't know if it's gonna smell the same, but it's called something similar, so I'm hopeful. So I will let you know. But I'd love to know, do you have a favorite candle scent that you love that's not food scented? Now, like I said, I would have walked right by this because it says marshmallow, but the reality is it smells more fireside with just a hint of sweet marshmallow. So it is not a super sweet smell, in my opinion. It's more fire smell with a little bit of sweet, which is probably why I like it. So I would love to know if you have any favorite candle fragrances that are not fruit or food or cake or cookie or any of that. If you have a favorite scent, let me know in the comment box, because I'm always on the lookout for new candles. I'd love to have one that I'd be willing to burn because I don't want to lose this one. Okay, so now let's get into what my next goal is. So when I was talking to my coach yesterday, and we got through just catching up on where I've been, what my progress has been, and she's super excited about my progress. Then we talked about my next goal. So the next phase of the program is to do the Jumpstart Challenge. And basically for the Jumpstart Challenge, you eat no red foods. So during the normal or the intro phase, I had the triangle, which I'll show you up here, the colors. Again, I'm not going to share the foods that are within the triangle. As I've mentioned before, this is a paid program. It wouldn't be fair to the other people who are paying if I shared all the details with you. But in the intro, they don't tell you that red foods are off limits. They just explain to you that they are not benefiting you health-wise. They're not, they're offsetting any of the good stuff that you're doing with the other foods and any other healthy activities you're doing. So they just recommend that you have them as few times as possible during the week, but they're not off limits. During the Jumpstart Challenge, red foods are off limits. You don't consume any of them for an entire 2 weeks. And on top of that, foods move between colors during the Jumpstart Challenge. So some foods move from yellow-green to yellow, some move from yellow to orange, some move from orange to red. I think something even moves from yellow-orange to red. So there are new foods in the red food group that haven't been there for the last few weeks. So I'll have to get accustomed to that. And so that's my challenge for the next 2 weeks, is to follow the Jumpstart Challenge food triangle and eat no red foods. I feel like I'm up for the challenge because I've done really well for the last 2 weeks following the triangle. And for the last week, when I'm cooking my own meals, I've actually not had any of the red foods in the intro triangle. So now it will just be adding a couple of foods to that red food group that I was eating that now I can't. And I think that's doable. I think I'm gonna be able to achieve that. So I feel pretty good about that. They give you 3 different options for following the program, following the Jumpstart Challenge. One is they give you a meal by meal, day by day meal plan with recipes, and you can just follow that. It's all laid out for you. Or you can plan out your own day and cook your own foods and follow the triangle. Or they gave you a list of companies that you can order pre-prepared meals, kind of like the Real Eats that I was doing. So they have some that are on their approved list, but you still have to pay attention to what you're ordering so that what's in the meal that you're ordering, nothing is in the red food list. Or you can do a combination of all 3. I am choosing to use the meal plan that they are providing. However, the one caveat I spoke to my coach about is within the Jumpstart Challenge directions, they said they really want you to get 3 meals and 1 to 2 snacks per day. because I've been doing the intermittent fasting and I'm only eating, my eating window is from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and I'm working until 5:30, getting 3 meals in, and plus I'm not hungry for 3 meals in that cramped short of time. So I usually eat my first meal pretty much right at 11. I'm hungry, I'm ready to go. Then I'll have an afternoon snack, and then I'll have dinner. And that's kind of been what I've been eating, and that I've been okay with that. Like, I've been satisfied. I haven't been starving. Now, come 11 o'clock the next day, I'm pretty hungry. I wouldn't say I'm starving though. I'm just pretty hungry. So I asked her if that would be a problem, and she said absolutely not. She said the Calibrate program is designed to be flexible for what works for you, but still within healthy guidelines. So originally I had filled out the meal planner with all the meals that they had recommended in their meal plan guidelines. But because she gave me the thumbs up for doing the intermittent fasting, she said 2 meals and 1 snack a day would be fine. So then I went through and I kind of X'd through the meals that I decided I wasn't gonna have those days. So my meals for the week starting tomorrow are set, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited about this. I really feel like I can do this, and I'm ready to go. All right, so I have some good news, at least for me. My medication has finally been approved by my insurance company. So if you watched my intro video, maybe even my first week video, then you know that part of the Calibrate program is that they prescribe a GLP-1 medication. It is, most of them have been developed to treat diabetes, but it has been discovered that they aid in weight loss efforts when combined with a proper diet and exercise regimen. So my insurance approved the medication last week. The medication that I've been given is Wegovy. They prescribe several different types of, well, they're all GLP-1s, but there's several different medications that get prescribed, and that is dependent on your medical history and your current medical state, if that's the right word. So my doctor prescribed Wegovy for me. It got approved. I just got the notice literally right before I started filming this that I got charged and they're preparing to ship my order. So here's the thing, if I did not already mention this, I did the research before I joined the program, and I think there are 7 different medications that get prescribed through the program, and 6 of the 7 are injectables. So the medication's coming, it's refrigerated. I have to put it in the fridge as soon as it gets here, and I have to give myself shots every day. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I have read like reviews and stuff, and people say it's super quick and easy to get used to. We'll see. But you know, I'm excited about it because it's supposed to help. The purpose of the medication, or what it actually does, is it slows the digestion of the food through the food journey in your body, which keeps you full longer. So it should really help with sticking to program. I know I'm doing really well right now because I'm in a zone, but I've also had the experience where I've been in the zone and then the zone disappears. So I think for the long term, having this as an aid will help keep me on track longer than I might do otherwise. So I'm excited to get started on that. So yeah, that's my mission for the next 2 weeks, is to start the Jumpstart Challenge, no red foods, and to start my medication as soon as it arrives. So I'm building the habits one by one. I'm feeling really good. I had a lot of energy today, more than I've had in quite some time. And until next time, let's get healthy together. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.